as Strategic Business Consultant with Industry Arc. The topic we are going to cover today is the comprehensive analytical overview of the impact of government regulations on the growth of biocides market across regions. Going forward, the webinar will be divided into 4 major categories wherein we'll provide elucidative and analytical trends affecting the biocides market. The topics that we will cover today would include the following 4 subsegments: introduction to biocides, the existing and the emerging applications of biocides across geographies, along with the protocols for biocides in major economies. The next thing incorporated in this webinar is the drivers and constraints which are going to affect the biocides market. Government regulations, which also play an important role in this particular market, are elucidated in particular. Also, the future advancements across emerging economies for this particular market have been analyzed. Okay, so moving forward with the presentation, the first chapter which we're going to introduce is the introduction to biocides, the existing and emerging applications of biocides across geographies, along with their processes and protocols for biocides in major economies. In order to understand the market trends, we first need to understand what exactly the biocides are and what are the applications they are being used for. Biocides are chemicals that are designed to kill all sizes and life stages of organisms, especially microorganisms. And the effectiveness of biocides varies with the concentration of biocide and the duration of the exposure. Biocides are used for drinking water treatment, wastewater treatment, ship ballast water treatment, disinfectants as antifouling agents that prevent mollusks from accumulating in the industrial pipes. Apart from these, biocides are also used for various other end users like healthcare, oilfield industries, personal care and cleaning disinfectants. Biocides are produced in liquid and powder forms, in ready-to-use formulations or as concentrations that are applied using a variety of techniques. Biocides are non-antibiotic chemical agents that are used as disinfectants, antiseptics or preservatives, the major use being in the wood preservation and paper and pulp industry. The reason why these biocides are used is because they kill microorganisms or inhibit the growth and the proliferation, eventually enhancing the quality of the industry. The 20th century has been the golden age of biocides, with the discovery, manufacture and commercialization of many different agents. Biocides today have become routinely used in domestic products like washing powder and cleaners, for fabrics and various plastics, also for toys. This is a result of increased public awareness of hygiene and greater commercial and marketing strategies. Biocides proclaim to be an essential part of the modern life while imparting the best properties to protect various end users from the wrath of microorganisms. Though much maligned by the environmentalists, biocides continue to provide a valuable service to the mankind. These biocidal products help to prevent the control of unwanted microbial growth in myriad set of applications like building and construction, paper and pulp coating, wastewater treatment, oil field and energy products, to name among a few others. Biocidal products have several applications such as preservatives, disinfectants, pest control and other products. The table below describes the major groups and the type of biocides which are under them. The first main group is about the disinfectants and general biocidal products, wherein all the categories of human hygiene biocidal products, private area and public health area disinfectants, drinking water disinfectants, food and feed area disinfectants are covered. The second main group under biocides is categorized into preservatives. These preservatives are categorized based on their end user applications like wastewater treatment, for food and hygiene, for wood, for fiber, for leather and for masonry purposes. Metalworking fluid preservatives are also a category of preservatives under the main group 2. The third main group is of pest control. Under the pest control section, we have rodenticides, herbicides, molluscicides, pesticides, insecticides and other products that control other arthropods. The fourth main group of biocidal products include other biocide agents like preservatives for food and feedstock, anti-fouling products, embalming and taxidermist fluids and control of other vertebrates. When we talk about applications of biocides in end user industries, Healthcare is the most prominent one. The table mentions the different types of biocides according to the disinfection levels. Under the low level of disinfection level, the biocides which are categorized are ethyl or isopropyl alcohol, iodophor solution, phenolic solution and quaternary ammonium detergent solution, along with sodium hydrochloride. Under the intermediate level of disinfection, ethyl or isopropyl alcohol is used at a 70 to 90% concentration level, while phenolic, which follows product label for use dilution, is also categorized under this category. Sodium hypochlorite with a concentration of 5.25% to 6.15% for household bleach is utilized under intermediate level. Under the high level of disinfection, glutaraldehyde, hydrogen peroxide and hypochlorite along with peracetic acid are utilized. Healthcare is one of the prominent industries where quality is more important than anything. Hence, biocides are deployed at a very large scale in surgical centers, labs, pathology labs and hospitals. After healthcare, it's water treatment which is more important. As shown in this graph, the population distribution shows that nearly 60% of the total population is accumulated in Asia, which is followed by Africa, Europe, Latin America, North America and then Oceania. With an increasing population, there is an increasing demand to satisfy the need for water. Hence, water treatment becomes an impeccable application of biocides. The second graph shows the water treatment market revenue by type. The market for wastewater treatment can be divided into drinking water treatment, industrial water treatment, industrial wastewater treatment and public utility wastewater treatment. Among all these, 34% is accumulated to industrial wastewater treatment, which in turn is a major end user because all the chemical industries, oil field industries fall under these categories. Paper and pulp industry, which is evolving further, is one of the major application of industrial wastewater. The third graph shows the wastewater treatment revenue accumulated by different countries for the years 2014 and 15. As we can see, US accounted for the major share in the wastewater treatment revenue. This is because of the advanced technologies and techniques being deployed in the country. Also, the advanced level of biocides being utilized and invented in the country are at a much higher level. This particular trend is being followed by China and then Japan. Southeast Asia, however, proliferates the importance of biocides. This graph basically shows the oil production by region for 2015 to 20. This is basically an estimate by OPEC. The report by OPEC estimates the oil production of different regions for the years 2014 till 2020. Why this is important is, with the growing production of oil, there is an improving need for the usage of biocides. In the oil and gas industry, the development and operation of an oil field goes through several distinctive phases, all of which have equal susceptibility of getting affected by unwanted microbial proliferation. This is the reason why there is a growing and mounting demand for biocides in the near future for drilling or even the production of oil. With the growing production of oil in OPEC, Eurasia, US and Canada, there is an emerging trend for the increasing growth of biocides. Moving towards the second part of the webinar, which is dealing with the drivers and constraints which are affecting the biocides market. There are different drivers and constraints that are continuously affecting the biocides industry. There is an increasing demand for biocides from end users, which can be stated the main reason for the biocides to grow these days. The increasing demand for treated municipal and industrial wastewater from end-use industries is driving the market for biocides. The increased emphasis on clean water by the governments of both the developed and the developing nations paves the way for growth of biocides. Following water treatment, food and beverage applications are another major segment for biocides industry to grow. Food safety regulations, which are frequently updated in both North America and Europe, are the market drivers for this particular segment. In developed countries, even paints and coating industries are forming a significant market. In fact, our analysis at Industry Arc shows that North America accounts for 40% of the global revenue share for the biocides market. This number is largely propelled by an increased demand for paints and coatings in both residential and commercial applications. The most profound changes in the recent years have been in the wood preservatives market, wherein large volumes of arsenic-based and organic biocides have been replaced by alternative products of much higher cost. During the economic and financial crisis, consumption of biocides grew only marginally, largely as a result of weak demand from paints and coatings industries, adhesives, and other several applications. So overall, the increasing trend from different end users has propelled the market of biocides to grow in the emerging economies. The other major driver which we are concentrating today is the indispensable usage of biocides for reducing the microbial content in oil fields. As we have already discussed how important is the usage of biocides in the oil field industry. Microbial contamination can occur during drilling of the well, preparing the well for production, which is also called as stimulation, construction of the facilities and production itself. Uncontrolled microbial growth causes varied problems and requires different treatment methods and biocides. There are different regulatory bodies like ECHA, EPA and others which govern the biocidal regulations. On the one hand, where there are so many drivers which makes the biocides market to grow, the other hand comprises of some constraints which deters the market from growing. Some of the different constraints which we are covering over here are demand for microbial resistant biocides. As we have already discussed that microbes are more proliferated than the wake of biocides. The advancement in biocides is far low or is done at a very slower pace when compared to the reproduction or proliferation of microbial organisms. Where this was one of the main reasons which is hindering the growth of biocides, another reason which is also adding to this particular cause is the lengthy and expensive registration process issued by ECHA, which is somehow restraining the market from growing. Going forth, we will discuss in detail the government regulation analysis, which is the main crux of the webinar today. These government regulations have a huge impact on the growth of the market. As stated in the Article 3 of Biocidal Product Regulations, under ECHA, the European Chemicals Agency, a biocide is an element containing one or more active substances with the power of deterring the biological infestation or growth of harmful organisms. Since these are intended to kill harmful organisms, they also pose high risk to human health. Hence, there should be a protective legacy in handling these biocides. Now, this is the main reason why ECHA has come up with a strict regulation like this, according to which all the manufacturers producing biocides in the European Union should be in parity with the cost these chemicals render. The supplier of a biocidal product should have a dossier containing a letter of access, the adequacy of which would be checked by the authority. The regulation has come into action since 1st September 2015, wherein in order to be a part of the European Union, a biocidal product supplier must entitle himself to be in the Article 95 list, failing which the product would be banned. The main people concerned with the above regulations are manufacturers, suppliers and industries such as oil fields, water treatment plants and so on. The global demand of biocides is estimated to rise manifold. With much stricter rules and regulations, the manufacturers are looking forward for measures to control cost and bring in more innovative and natural biocidal products, while also taking care of all the regulations. An important consideration in the biocides market is the impact of these regulations on varied regions. In the United States, Western Europe, Japan and China, as well as elsewhere in the world, these regulations require the registration of biocides, a process that includes lengthy and expensive toxicological tests that are designed to demonstrate whether the products can be used safely. Over time, newer regulations in most world areas have further restricted or banned the use of some biocides and stimulated the use of acceptable replacements for lower human toxicity. Because of the increasing cost of complying with these regulations, very few new products have been introduced in the past 5 years. Since the Biocidal Product Directive entered into force in the mid-2000 in the European Union, about 3/4 of approximately 1,000 biocidal activities have disappeared from the market. So that is it from our end. If you have any queries, please revert us. In case of more information on biocides, please visit our website. Thank you for watching.